everybody, and welcome back to a brand new video. Today I'm going to be giving you my World Cup predictions for groups E through H. If you could like the video and subscribe to the channel, that would be great. Now, without further ado, let's get right in it with Group E. This group has Costa Rica, Japan, Germany, and Spain. And for the bottom of the group, I'm going to be going with Japan. Japan pulled off decent results in World Cup qualifying, but I think in a group like this, they just don't have the strength to make it out of the group, and I think that they'll finish in 4th place, even with players like Daichi Kamada at Frankfurt, Takehiro Tomiyasu at Arsenal, Takumi Minamino at AS Monaco. I think this team will finish in 4th place because they just don't have the squad and the morale to come together as a unit and do it and get out of this absolutely tough group. So I think Japan is going to finish bottom of the group. In 3rd place, I'm going to go with Costa Rica. Costa Rica has a couple of good players that can definitely make this group competitive. Brian Ruiz, he only scored 2 goals, though, in the Costa Rican Premier League. Keylor Navas, of course, at PSG, fantastic keeper, one of the best in the world. But in a group with teams like Germany and Spain, it's going to be next to impossible to make it out of this group. But Costa Rica in 2014 pulled off miracles. So if Costa Rica finished 2nd, I wouldn't be surprised. But I think with Germany and Spain on the rise, I think that they will finish in 3rd place. Brian Ruiz's last World Cup, so they're going to want to go all out, but I think they'll do their country proud and get good results. Probably beat Japan. Now, in 2nd place in this group, I'm going to go with España. Spain's teams look really good ever since they started playing in the Euros, barely losing any games, playing fantastic, beating Sweden, getting great results, beating Slovakia, Switzerland, even though there was a BS red card, losing to Italy in a tight game that went to penalties, beating Croatia 5-3, amazing showing there. But I think that Spain's team, with players like Rodri on the team, fantastic for Manchester City, their best player, Aymeric Laporte at Manchester City, Pedri, the wonder kid in Barcelona, Ansu Fati, players like this is really just going to be able to lift them out of this group. Ferran Torres, Cesar Azpilicueta, David De Gea, Unai Simon. These players on the Spanish national team have the ability to absolutely go far in this tournament, and I'd say they're probably going to make it to the quarterfinals because that squad that Spain has is fantastic. Now, topping the group, I'm going to go with Germany. Germany has looked absolutely fantastic recently. The World Cup qualifying, they were the first team in the world to qualify directly. Qatar doesn't count because they're the hosts. They beat Liechtenstein 9-0. Yes, it's Liechtenstein. It's about as small as a fingernail. But that's a really impressive result anyway. 9 goals, despite the red card. Even though they played a return fixture and beat them 2-0. But beating North Macedonia 4-0. Beating Iceland, Romania, pulling off great results in qualifiers. And we know at the Euros they weren't the absolute best, but that's because the team was a little rusty under Joachim Löw, with Hansi Flick, who can get the best out of players. This team, Germany, I expect them to go very far in the World Cup and do great. Thomas Müller at Bayern Munich, Joshua Kimmich at Bayern Munich, Jamal Musiala at Bayern Munich, Hoffman, Kevin Trapp, Manuel Neuer, Antonio Rudiger, Kai Havertz. This team goes on forever and ever in talent, and it's absolutely stacked. I expect Germany to make it out of the group absolutely and probably finish in 1st place. Now, moving on to Group F. This group has Belgium, Canada, Morocco, and Croatia. And for last place in the group, I'm going to go with Morocco. They lost 3-0 to the USA. The results as of late haven't been the greatest. And they still have a great team. Bossed their group in World Cup qualifying. Maximum points in 6 games. Fantastic. Destroyed DR Congo and Casablanca. Played extremely well. But Halil Hodzic, as the manager, is not the answer for this team. Is not going to do good with that manager. He's not even allowing Hakim Ziyech on the team because they have the ongoing beef. And he's just really destroyed the morale of the Moroccan national team. If they can get Ziyech back, and you could have Achraf Hakimi playing well, and Yasri, their other 2 Sevilla players, and stuff will go well, they could possibly get good results. But as of now, Morocco in 4th place. Now in 3rd place, a little controversial. I'm going to go with Croatia. Croatia, we all know, has an aging core. Yes, they have good young players, and some young players that most people don't know about. But with the team which has Ante Rebic, Ivan Perisic, Luka Modric, Kramaric, other players that are aging. You don't have Rakitic anymore because he retired internationally. I think the aging core is going to come back to bite them, and this team will finish in 3rd place, missing out on the knockouts. Now, in 2nd place in this group, I'm going to go with Canada. I think Canada has the team to make it out of this group. They're going to have the most fun in this World Cup. They have the best morale. The national team has been looking fantastic. Great players, Kyle Larin, Jonathan David, Alfonso Davies, Steven Vitoria, Steven Estacio. This team, I believe, will make it out of the group with pride. Canadians in 2nd place. Now, topping the group, I think it's going to be the aging golden generation, Belgium. Yeah, Belgium has an aging golden generation, that's true. But they also have a new one that's coming right in soon. And if that team's going to take good shape, and I know you're saying, oh, Roberto Martinez is not an exciting manager. He managed Wigan Athletic and got relegated with them. Well, the players they have, Jeremy Doku, players like that, just wonder kids. That team will make it out of the group. Yeah, the likes of Eden Hazard, Torgan Hazard, Vermaelen, Vertonghen, Alderweireld, their day is past. But De Bruyne, his day is not past. And this team will make it out of the group and top it. I expect you to disagree because this is a controversial pick, but Belgium in 1st place. Now the second to last group, Group G, which has Serbia, Switzerland, Brazil, and Cameroon. And in last place, I'm going to go with Cameroon. Cameroon has the likes of Toko Ekambi and Abubakar, but the rest of the team just isn't quality enough to get a finish above 4th place in this group. Even though Eric Maxim Choupo-Moting is a very good impact sub, I think Cameroon will finish 4th place in a very tight group. Now moving on to 3rd place in this group, and I think it's going to be Serbia. Serbia has great players. Dusan Tadic, Alexander Mitrovic, Sergej Milinkovic-Savic, Kostic. You have just fabulous players, but the Nations League form has been a little sketchy, and I know it's hard to judge it off minor tournaments, but I think the other 2 teams in this group are just too strong for Serbia to really do much, even though Serbia in World Cup qualifiers was absolute fire, just beating Portugal, looking absolute nasty, and this team is legit, and they could make it out of the group. But I think the team in 2nd place, Switzerland, will be making it out of the group rather than Serbia. You have the likes of Xherdan Shaqiri, who just signed in the MLS. You have Granit Xhaka, Steven Zuber, Haris Severovic, Mario, I forgot his name, Gavranovic, the man who scored the late goals in the Euros last year. You have good midfielders, Remo Freuler, Jan Sommer in goal. Even you have Gregor Kobel as a backup goalie. This Switzerland team has been fantastic since the Euros started, and this is the most underrated team in Europe. Don't sleep on Switzerland or judge off of results from friendlies of the Nations League. Switzerland second place. And then the obvious one, the most obvious prediction of the whole history of my channel, it's going to be Brazil winning the group. Yeah, the players that Brazil has, I don't even need to say the names because you know all of them. They're just that talented. And this Brazilian squad is going to top the group. You know all the players on the team. There's underrated ones, people who are going to break into the squad. Brazil, easy first place. Now for the very last group, Group H, where we have the likes of Portugal, Ghana, Uruguay, and South Korea. And for bottom place in this group, I'm going to have to go with South Korea. Now, you have Hwang Hee-chan, and of course the big player is Sang Hyun-min, but this team just doesn't have enough to make it out of the group. It's that simple. Losing 5-0 to Brazil, just really not impressive. And other sketchy results too. They beat Iran, which is good, but they didn't even win the group in the end. So I think South Korea has to be fourth. Third place in this group, Ghana. Ghana has actually been playing a little better than you'd think lately. You have, good results against Nigeria that got them qualified. Stuff was absolutely awful at AFCON, but expected that to improve. The team got a little revitalized. I think they have a new coach, and Thomas Partey is playing well. Jojo Wallacott for Swindon Town, Andre and Jordan Ayew. And this team, Ghana, is on the rise. They're doing pretty well lately. I think they'll make third. Second place, Uruguay. Uruguay has been playing well ever since they sacked their old manager, Tavares. And with Darwin Nunez, who just signed for Liverpool, you expect him to absolutely burst out to the scene and have a godly year in the World Cup. I'm really excited for him, and everybody should be as well. The old aging core of Uruguay has kind of moved on from the days of Cavani and Suarez, and now you're looking more at players like Nunez and Bentancur and Valverde, and that's what's making the Uruguayan national team really interesting and flashy. And now, in first place, this one is pretty obvious pick, and you guys obviously know it from process of elimination. It's Portugal. Portugal has to be in first place for me. Bad manager, Fernando Santos, but this team is getting it under control. João Cancelo, Fabio Carvalho, Cristiano Ronaldo, Renato Sanchez, Bernardo Silva, Bruno Fernandes. Too much to fail. Portugal has to be first place in this group. And that's it. That's all of my predictions for all of the groups. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you could smash the like button and subscribe, I would love that. Thank you, and I'll see you next time for another video. See ya.